Hi, I'm Laurel Weber, back with you with the QuiltCut 2. Today we are going to be moving beyond our simple squares and half square triangles with Project B. In Project B, we're going to be using our cutting guide at the B setting, which is a little bit different than what we have done in the past. It's going to create this fantastic star, and we are going to be putting 3 of those together in a table runner. So you can see, if just looking at this is one of my blocks, and I've got 4 smaller blocks to combine to make this bigger one. The first thing we need to do is select our fabrics. Here are our fabric choices that I pulled out of my collection, and my favorite combination are these 3 with my orange and then this teal. Now, I might have to wait until Halloween to use it, but that is okay. So I'm starting with our bright and happy orange. I have my pebbles now, and this is going to be used on the interior of our star against that bright orange, which is going to make for a very, very vibrant block. Last but not least is our teal fabric. I have my 3 fabrics pressed and ready to go. Let me show you how to layer them. The 2 that you're going to use on the interior star are going to be at the bottom of your pile. I'm going to use orange and my pebbles for that, so I've got those at the bottom. And I'm just going to line them up. Next, I'm going to place the fabric that I'm going to use, which will eventually form that diamond shape. In order to get the most out of the fewest number of cuts, I am going to double layer the teal like this. So when I cut, I'm going to be going through 8 layers of fabric, starting at the bottom with my pebble, followed by my orange, and finally my 2 layers of teal. With 8 layers of fabric, I'm going to need to use my clamp bar. I'm going to start by just opening my clamp bar up, grabbing all 8 of those layers, sliding it through. And you might have to realign your fabric once you get it through that clamp bar, but that's not hard to do. All right, make sure once you get it in there that you close your clamp bar up and you're ready to cut. When I bring my cutting guide over, I want to make sure that I am going to be able to cut all of the jagged edges off so that I have a nice square initial cut. So you can see here, this fabric, I need to be sure that I'm cutting at that 2-inch horizontal marking to make sure that I get that selvage edge cut off. So let's go back. We're going to have our pebble. Next, we have the orange fabric, and you can see this one comes up over that pebble, so as long as I'm at the 2, I should be okay, followed by the double layer of the teal. Let's get our cutting guide now. We're going to move to the side rail. I'm going to align my cutting guide on that 2-inch horizontal marking, remember, for this bottom pebble fabric. Let's get all of these jagged edges cut off. One fair swoop. I'm going to grab my speed gauge for our measuring. Going to go ahead and insert that into our cutting guide. Set it at the 6-inch setting. Just lock that down. All right. Now I'm going to slide this down until my speed gauge reaches the edge of my first cut. Now we're ready to go ahead and make that 6-inch cut through, all 8 layers of fabric. I'm going to move my fabric down so it's easier to cut. I'll use my cutting guide just to make sure that I am square after making that movement. And now I'm ready to make my cuts. We'll start by getting rid of the selvage. Next, I'm going to use my speed gauge, set at that 6-inch setting. And there's cut number 1. Cut number 2. And my third and final cut through all 8 layers. This square is made by cutting through all 8 layers, ending up with this exterior triangle on each side and this interior piece. We're going to move our stacks of fabric off to the edge here, being careful to make sure that we don't get them out of whack, because it would be impossible to get them all neatly stacked again. I'm then going to position my third block onto a vertical line on the point. Our block is set up, so get ready to think outside of the box. We're going to make 2 cuts now, here and another one here, to create that fantastic star. We're going to slide our block set down to this horizontal line that has the 1/8 of an inch markings. Use your cutting guide at the 45-degree setting to make sure that everything is squared up. Now we're ready for that first B cut. Put your cutting guide at the B setting, and we're going to line it up so that our cutting guide intersects with our 1/4 inch mark on our cutting mat. Right there. That's going to be our first cut. Let's go to the next cut. We're going to rotate our cutting guide over to the opposite B setting. Once again, we're going to intersect our cutting guide and that 1/4 inch mark off of our point for our second cut. Let's get the next one. Line it up on our mat, on point. I'm going to bring my cutting guide over at that 45-degree setting just to make sure everything is square. Good to go. B setting, intersecting at the 1/4 inch mark. Remember to look just straight down on top of it. Make your first cut. Slide that back into place. B setting on the opposite side. Remember to use your 1/4 inch mark on your mat for your second one. We are 2 down, 1 to go. Let's bring that last one over. Again on point. "45-degree cross check. B setting at the 1/4 inch intersection. Cut number 1. Second B setting. 1/4 inch intersection. Cut number 2. And we have now got all of our blocks cut. So now we're just going to sort our pieces. I'm just going to make a pile of all of those teal pieces. So there's one set, and we're going to do the same for the opposite set. And now we're going to do the opposite for our interior piece. We're going to remove the teal pieces, leaving us with a set of orange and a set of our pebbles. And we'll just do this for all of the block sets that we cut. We've got them all separated out now, so let me show you how we are going to orient these before we get started on our sewing, so you can catch the vision of what we're doing from here. We are going to take 2 of our orange pieces and we're going to put them one against the other, facing the opposite direction. And then we're going to bring in 2 of our pebble pieces here. And on the other side. There, so this is the star. Now what we're going to do is use these teal pieces for the exterior triangle blocks. Whoops. Okay. So we're going to set one there. Another one sewing. All right, so that is what our block layout is going to look like.